Video about graphing conic sections, only these, here's the first one over here, we'll do. Here's the second one. You can recognize both of these as being ellipse because of the form that they come to us. We know immediately that they are not parabolas because two things are being squared. And the thing that's telling us that this is an ellipse is that there's a plus right here. In this case, there's a plus right there, and the plus is what tells us it's an ellipse. We know it's not a circle because these two numbers are different. That means the horizontal distance and the vertical distances will be different, which makes it oblong and not circular in shape. And the formula for finding the value of C, which is the distance from the center to the foci in this case, is the absolute value of a squared minus b squared. Or you can just think bigger minus smaller. These numbers down here are the a squared and the b squared. You could just say bigger minus smaller, in this case 16 minus 4, or bigger minus smaller, in that case 9 minus 1. That's how you find the value of C. So let's tackle this first one. This is how it comes to us. The standard form for an ellipse is right here, x minus h squared over a squared plus y minus k squared over b squared is equal to 1. So hk is the center of the ellipse. So let's go ahead and call that out. The center is going to be at -2, +5. Again, you take the opposite of what it appears to be, -2, 5. And then the value of a will always be underneath the a squared is always what you find underneath x. So a squared is 4. So a is the square root of 4, which is 2. That's the horizontal distance of our ellipse. B squared is 16. So b is the square root of 16, which is 4. That's how we can find that. So let's go ahead and start to graph. Everything's based off the center point, so let's go there. -2, up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is my y-axis. So -2, 5 right here is the center. Okay. Then we always go left and right a units to find some points on our ellipse. So we'll go right 1, 2, which puts a point here. This, and then we'll go left 1, 2, which puts a point here. Okay, and then we'll go up 4, down 4 from the center. So from the center, we're going to go down 1, 2, 3, 4, which puts a point here. We're going to go up 1, 2, 3, 4, which puts another point there. Now, this is what our ellipse will look like. All right, that's the ellipse. Now, here's the big deal. Which one of these are vertices? The ones that are vertices for an ellipse lie on the longer axis. So in this case, we can see that the vertical is the longer axis. So these are the points that have the vertices in it. Now this is also very important because the major axis, the longer axis, is also where the foci will occur. So the foci will be in line with the vertices. That's how we know where to put those. So we have to figure out what the value of C is. C squared is a squared minus b squared, or the absolute value of a squared minus b squared. Or you can just say bigger minus smaller. That's what the absolute value will end up being. So we can say the bigger value b squared minus the smaller value 4 is 12. That's what c squared is equal to. So c is equal to the square root of 12. All right, which is going to be between 3 and 4. It's going to be 3 point something, whatever that is. So right here, I'll just put these on here. From the center, I decide to move up square root of 12 and down square root of 12 from my center because it's in line with the vertices. And the vertices occur on the major axis. So from this point, which is -2, 5, I'm going to go, this is -2, 5. That's so crowded, but that's what that is. I'm going to go up square root of 12 So that's 3, 1, 2, 3, and a little bit. There's my first focus. I'm going to go down from the center, 1, 2, 3, and a little bit. There's my second, F2. Let me just list all of the important points. There's a center, okay, negative 2, 5. Here's a vertex, V1. And so V1 is located B units up. So it will have the coordinates negative 2. Everything's in line with negative 2, but we're going to move up 4 units. So from 5, if I go up 4 units, this point right here is 5 plus 4 is 9. Okay, let's do V2. From the center to negative 2, 5. I'm going to go down 4 units. 5 minus 4 is 1. That's how I get the coordinates for V2. F1 and F2 will also be in line with the vertices. So F1 from the center, negative 2, 5, I'm going to go up square root of 12. So this coordinate will be x is negative 2, y is going to be 5 plus the square root of 12. Move up that far. F2 will still be in line, so it'll be negative 2. We're going to go at 5 minus the square root of 12. That's the coordinates for that. So that is the number 1. Number 2, let's go over here. We have x squared over 9 plus y squared over 1 is 1. This is also an ellipse, so we recognize it's an ellipse because 2 things are being squared and there's a plus in the middle and it's in the form of it. What looks different here is I don't see a x minus something, a y minus something. So what that simply means is that the center is occurring at the origin. That's what that means. A squared is 9, so A is 3. B squared is 1, so B is 1. We can figure out C because C squared is equal to A squared minus B squared, the absolute value, or bigger minus smaller. Bigger is 9. Smaller is 1. 9 minus 1 is 8. So C is equal to the square root of 8, which is going to be 2 point something, and it's almost 9, so it's going to be close to the value of 3. 2 point something big. You could use your calculator to get a better value if you want. I just don't have one with me right now. So I'm going to begin to graph this, and everything is based off of the center. This time the center is at the origin, okay? So we're going to go left and right 3. 1, 2, 3, because that's the value of A. 1, 2, 3. These are important points on our ellipse. We're going to go up and down 1. So this is basically our little sketch of our ellipse. That's what it's going to look like. How do we decide which points get the important labels V1, V2? The longer axis is where you put these. So the longer axis is horizontal this time. That's my V1 and that's my V2. That's how I decide. The coordinates for V1 is negative 3, 0. For V2 is 3, 0. The center is 0, 0. Now I only have to label the foci. I have to move square root of 8 from the center, and it will be on the major axis. So the focus, one of them, I will move square root of 8 to the left of the center, which is 2 point something. It's close to 3. I'm just going to put it there, F1. It's 1, 2, almost 3. This is F2. That's where the second focus is. Let's write the coordinates. F1. The x coordinate for F1 is left square root of 8. So negative square root of 8. And it still has a y value of 0. For F2, we're going to go right square root of 8, or C, and it has a value of 0. So that's the ellipse.